them know that we are the American indigenous. Copper color Indians, baby. A real Indian, American Indian is me, not from Africa. Remember that.
African Americans here, but they recently moved here from places like Kenya, Ethiopia, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Zaire. But now the brother whose family's lived in this country for generations, occupying space in all the locations, New York, Miami, LA, Detroit, Chicago. He's wearing a dashiki and sporting an afro. And if you go to Africa in search of your race, you'll find out quick, you're not an African American. You're just a black American in Africa taking up space. Why you attach yourself to a continent where even if you got the chance to go and you went, most people that wouldn't even claim you as one of them, as a purebred daughter or son of them. You're right here now, no matter what you call yourself or what you say.
And we are not Africans. We are not.
ISO. Dama. Too many lies, look in my eyes, they know I'm the truth. Knocking them down every time I step in the booth. We ain't gotta lie, they know we the vibe, we living in proof. Young conscious, shoot my life a movie, I live in a spoof. Ain't no sticking around, I'm on the move, I'm checking the dudes. Yeah, it's only us two, so you know we copping that coupe. We on the roof, smoking dope, look at the view. Yeah, we used to chill on the stoop, now we out here breaking the news. It ain't what you really could do, cause we ain't got nothing to lose. We ain't switch side with no cruise, we just stayed out of the loop. Now we out here letting it loose, every shot we took it was swoosh. Gotta get it, ain't no excuse, ain't left to prove. Hey, yeah, hey, there's too many lies, too many lies. Hey, there's too many lies, too many lies. Yo, it's too many, hey, it's too many, yo, it's too many. Yeah, ask them a real question, yeah, I bet it's all lies. Hey, they won't cross that line for a fact that's offsides. Hey, too much penalties when they run this back, yeah, it's fines. Hey, could've been here with us, but we do not force no vibes. Hey, she gon' ride the whip and let me park it in the driveway. They just want the praise like they Yahweh. Getting so much bread, yeah, the ride way. We done already won, yeah, that's worth the ride way. But they still lying right through their teeth, and they still hiding behind many truths. They was D9, watch my every move, tell them keep spine. Leave that shit on scene, I ain't replying. Less I know you, that don't mean I'm Hollywood, that just mean I'm Hollywood. All y'all I probably stood on the falls, all cause. More times I probably should, I don't know nobody like us. You see how much time it took? Yeah, hey, it's too many lies, too many lies, too many lies. Hey, it's too many lies, too many lies, too many, too many. It's too many, hey, it's too many, yo, it's too many. Hey, it's too many lies, hey. Yeah, ISO, Indies, Dama. ISO, Dama. Hey, it's too many lies, too many lies. Hey, it's too many lies, too many lies. Yo, it's too many, hey, it's too many. Yeah. Conscious. Matic. Alright, so far away I come from. I sit and wonder about the times that it made sense, but nowadays I don't worry about what's past tense. My younger days I used to hang around with mad friends. If we just fell out, I don't really know what happened. A lot of people come around and keep you stagnant, distraction. So yeah, don't show them no compassion. We was really out here grinding, really rapping, stacking them Franklins, them Grants and them Jacksons. Imagine if we would've never chased our passion, we probably would've never knew what happened. They was all just talk, we showed action. Once they leave, don't you let them back in. Just pack up all their stuff and send them packing. I'm blacking on anybody thinking they could act up with me. This vibe ain't for free, cause where I'm at in life, I'm only focused on me. Note the self, know yourself, focus on your health. They don't wanna help, then fuck it, do it by yourself. Don't give them no excuse to put you on the shelf. If it's me, myself, and I, then there's no one else. Yeah. Self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Love yourself. Practice what you preaching.
Hey y'all. Hey now. Hey, smash that like button, y'all. So, hey, St. Louis, I see you. Girly, hey. Oh, dude. Hey, y'all, Sammy. Hey, beautiful Sammy. Hey, what's good now? Damisha, OCO. Hey, Bucky. Hey, Chief Rodney. Freedom Moon. Hey, Lady Moon. What's good, y'all? So, hey, Lilia. What's good? So, and everybody watching. Oh, I know they over here, the Pan Boo Boos. I know they watching. We got Twitter in the house, y'all. Hey, so, hey, Kahi. So, look, I did not go live this whole weekend. I decided to take a break because I was a little tired. When I'm doing genealogies on the weekend, I cannot go live. It's difficult because you're tired. And y'all know I love doing genealogies for families. And I had a good old ball this weekend doing genealogies. And, I got to show y'all something. Oh, man. The shipment came in. Hey, Golden Jagger. I got to get it out. 1, 2. I be busy. And sometimes when I'm busy doing genealogies, I can't do lives because it's just too much. And working a full day and then genealogy on the weekend. So everybody knows about the package, the info's on the website, and these are Wyeth's genealogy binders. Okay. They come with your family's last name and they're the records. And because we have so many family members, it goes volume 1, volume 2. And of course, these records of your family are dating back as far as the 1700s. Some go back to the 1600s. And all the records and everything go in here once we fully complete the genealogy and get all the records in there. And we ship them out to you. So I am doing a family with the last name of Harris. I got a bunch of them. And also, same thing, that's for a male, his family. And I'm doing a sister whose last name is Monley. Okay. And she's getting her shipment sent out to her of her records once we complete the entire genealogy process. But I absolutely love these binders because it has the family name, on both sides, and it states, genealogy records. We don't need no damn blood test when we got government records. Come on, get out of here. Don't even play us like that. All right, but anyway, I just wanted you guys to see that. So Wyatt got that in motion. That's part of our newspaper business and part of our tribal business that we do. So that's cooking, and I'm so excited about that we have our tribal colors, which know I love purple and gold. Hey, so because I didn't go live, wow, I don't know, Pam Boo Boo's not in here. I was trolling. Sister Bethy was trolling this weekend. And in particular, I, gave it another chance. I went to Sinetta's channel and it was really nice. I really had a great conversation. And he was nice to me, and his wife, Nepal, was nice to me. They told me that they wanted me to come back and do, a build like Brother Rob Hayes and the other warm-hearted Moor. His name was Grand Sheik. Grand Sheik. He was very nice. He's a Moor, and he was humble. He was, one of the Moors that's different. And he spoke about how there's dirty Moors and there's good Moors, and he was really nice. He really, really was. And I didn't have a mean dialogue with him. It was really nice. But we had these trolls in the chat, okay, and they crying out for Lord. These chicks was in the chat because I had to drop the British records on them, and these Jamaican chicks started calling the Lord, and I thought they were talking about Jesus Christ, but lo and behold, they talking about some Lord Abba, and they was like, "Where's Lord Abba?" Oh, they was mad about the records, Lord Abba, okay, and I'm like, interesting, a British royal. Is this a British royal? So he comes up on the damn panel, okay, and he's Lord Abba, and I get to see who it is. I'm like, well, I'll be damned. So these Jamaican girls was crying out, "Where's the Lord? Where's the Lord?" I thought they was talking about the Lord Jesus. Girl, they was talking about Lord Abba. And I just want you to hear what this little Pan Boo Boo had to say. Let me share this for a minute. Hang on, y'all. I'll let y'all be the judge. And now I said I was going to slam him because I was not prepared, to do that, because that's not why I came over there. But now today, and I know his little Pan Boo Boo butt is watching. Okay. So let me show you what he had to say when he stepped his little royal British butt up on the panel, or wannabe British. Okay. And here he go, y'all. Let me see. Am I sharing this? I'm gonna let you hear some of the conversation. Well, his little butt jumping on the panel. So I'm on the panel up there at the top, and the Lord Abba, the Lord Jesus, who I thought was Jesus, the Lord Abba, he on the bottom over there in the Yankee head. So here he go.
Don't start nothing. It won't be nothing.
All right, go ahead, Lord Abba. Unmute yourself, brother.
Don't start nothing. It won't be nothing.
Peace. What's going on, family? Islam to the Moors, and I didn't hear the conversation, but I heard the sister, and she was speaking about this lack of Africanity among our people, and this is just not the case. When you look at a lot of especially in the North, in New York, for instance, in the New England region, there was a lot of connectivity to our African roots. Prince Hall's lodge was called the African Lodge Number One.
I
in
grew up in
recent time.
Bridgeport, and we never shared any.
Yeah, I got you, sis. You was talking for a minute. Let me go in real quick. So most of because I know the people. We're doing political work out there up in the Massachusetts area right now. And so, we're building with people, and I know the history out there. So when you look at Prince Hall's Lodge, it wasn't called Prince Hall's Lodge. It was called African Lodge Number One. This idea that there's no connection to Africa is crazy. The stories that we have, Bugs Bunny, for instance, was patterned after Brer Rabbit. What was Brer Rabbit? Brer Rabbit was a tradition that was brought over with us from Africa. And the characteristics of Brer Rabbit was blended with Anasazi the spider from Africa, the trickster, right? And if you look this up right now, you'll see that Bugs Bunny, it comes from the Brer Rabbit story that we told our children. These were things that were told to us. And depending on which part of Africa you came from, you either learned about the rabbit, or you either learned about the spider.
He talking about Bugs Bunny, a rabbit, and a goddamn spider in Bridgeport. Boy, listen, y'all, I was born in 1966 in Bridgeport, Connecticut. And this nigga gonna get up here and talk about he know about Bridgeport, my area, and then done soup on up to Massachusetts. And he coming out with Bugs Bunny and a spider. Boy, bye. This is their Lord. This is the Lord that the Jamaican girls in the chat room was calling out because I dropped them British records. Here we go, y'all.
Many different things that connects our African roots to here in America, I should say, to the tribes that we came from in Africa. When you look at the Gullah Geechee dialects in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, those dialects come from the melding of the struggle to try to speak the English language for those that still carried on that African dialect. Like all of these things are evident. This idea that we have no connection to Africanity before roots is
a
just
large
crazy.
city, brother, and it got hoods, north end, east end, south end, and west end. And guess what? All through my elementary and high school years, no Africans in our hoods. No, and that's a fact. I grew up in 66 and I was born in Bridgeport, Connecticut. And Bridgeport is the largest city in Connecticut. And we have a north end, east end, south end. I'm from the north end. Okay. And none of our communities were any Africans. They didn't come to camp with us. We had our camps outside in the 70s, outside at the picnic table in our community. The camp came to us, and there was not one African out there playing with us, making pot holders and stuff like that. This nigga has done lost his mind. Here we go, y'all. Here, no Africans grew up in our hoods. And I'm keeping it a buck. They didn't even go to camp.
I hear you.
We had camp and recreation and everything in our hoods. No Africans were present.
So what you're talking about,
and Puerto Ricans.
I got you. So what you're talking about is people that migrated into the United States of America. We're talking about a direct connection from the people that were taken from Africa, brought over here on slave ships, brought their Africanity with them. The banjo, for instance, the banjo that's used comes from what's called the banjo gourd. Hold on, sis. You trying to talk over me while I'm talking? I don't lie. I do not lie. The banjo gourd that.
Hold on, Lord Abba. Bethy, let the brother finish. If you don't agree, it's all right. You're gonna come right behind him and you're gonna speak. And then I'm gonna let my brother Grand C close us out with this. Okay. It's his show. Go ahead, Lord Abba.
All right, definitely. You know, people do that usually when they're lying and they know that the other person is telling the truth and they want to stop that person from telling the truth. I'll just end by saying that, you know, things like the banjo gourd, which helps create the genre of country music. This is information that we spoke on years ago, but being that Beyonce is doing country and the white folks is getting mad in the South, we had to go out into the political world and remind these people where this stuff comes from. These are things that came with us from Africa. So this idea that there's no Africanity here in America because, you know, we somehow spring up out the ground as some indigenous flower does, it's just cap. It's cap. And nobody could prove it. That's all. I just wanted to get Islam to the more. I don't know what you was talking about more, but, you know, I always had a different perspective than a lot of Moors anyway. So I just had to come address the pretendian nonsense. That's all.
Okay, you call me a pretendian, I'm going to call you a $5 African, bro. Because if it's anybody faking the funk up on this panel, it's you. And that's a fact. It's you. We did not have Africans in our community. We spoke nothing about Africans in camp as kids or nothing. And you're part of the problem as to why our people are in the position that we are in, because you are doing exactly what the white man want you to do, keeping the African dashiki on our people so that we won't reclaim our land. So if anybody is capped, it's you. And like I said, I still work for the United States government 40 years, and I know what they did to our people. And I know that the people you call Africans back over here on our landmass are not. They're probably here now. But we know where they brought the Africans. and they brought them in the British Islands, and we have the records. You can't find one record.
Pull a record up. Could you pull a record up right now?
No, I'm not doing that now. You want to see it? You come on. Say Netica, let me come here on another day when I'm more prepared to do it. But in Jamaica, that's where your Africans are.
Oh, so they only brought them to Jamaica?
Or in the British Islands. Because
in the British Islands.
over here, when they were setting up the 50 states, they wanted to bring Africans in here. And they told them no, and I got the information for that.
You heard of the Whitney?
No.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever heard of the Whitney plantation in Louisiana?
I've heard of a lot of plantations everywhere across these states.
Because, you know, there's several plantations.
The majority of them were owned by Negroes. And we got those records. See, the problem is you can't produce documents.
Yo, Si, come on, Si. We got to stop with this, Si.
This cat brother.
I see you laughing, Si, but at some point, we got to stop with this, man. We got to stop with this.
I'm going to end it. This cat brother can't show one African that owned slaves in the South, but I could show you thousands of niggas that own slaves in the South. Something wrong with your story, bro.
I got
I'm
you.
out. I've been trying to hold it, but I got you too, bro. I'm gonna bring the niggas slave owners.
All right, y'all.
All right, I'm gonna stop that right there. Okay, now, let's see. I'm gonna stop that right there. Now, it's a couple of things that I'm going to show today on my live because I know y'all paying boo-boo watches. We're gonna look at them Jamaican slave ships records today. And we're gonna look at all those Negro slave owners in the South that you don't know about. Okay, then they ain't no Africans. So before I do, I want to say Netta did another live after that with Rod Hayes, which was really a great segment yesterday. But I just could not take it no more because I was thinking about that. Lord Abba, Lord, oh, praise the Lord Abba, okay? Who came in the middle of a war, unarmed. He had no weapons of mass destruction or nothing. He just showed up like he was going to walk across the water with the thunder. I was not playing. But anyway, after that, I mean, I was just getting hit. So this, what I want to call, brother jumped on a panel, okay? He's supposed to be one of these Virginia Indians, okay? To me, when I see him and you see him, you're going to know what I'm talking about. He looks like a failed jazz player. You know how somebody is into jazz, boom, 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 boom. Well, he looked like a failed jazz artist. Okay, so let's just go to that segment. Okay, give me a minute, y'all. I think I got it up. Let me get rid of the Lord Abba. Okay. Oh, and also, the sly Robert Knoxville was on the panel, and he had a little something to say about Sister Betty. So yesterday was just attack Sister Betty, but I'll let y'all hear it. Let's go there. Oh, it was just a hot mess. Let's go there.
Who are you? Where are you from?
I'm Rob Knox. I'm the thorn in the Abba side.
Yeah. Okay. You're the thorn in the Abba's sign. Okay. But what I'm asking you is, what is your nationality? Where are you from? Don't be afraid. We all right.
American. I'm from America.
All right.
Where does my ancestors come from? My heritage? They come from Ireland and Lithuania. Ireland and Lithuania. Yep, Ireland and Lithuania.
Okay.
So this ain't even your fight, man. I don't understand why you trolling the sister.
Yeah, I don't go by them. I don't go by that model, man. I go by any fight you want to fight. You can fight any fight you want. I don't like the fact that these guys lie about history and lie about science. I don't. That's all I care about.
Hot man.
And I agree with that. With the history. If you want to go in and bang with the history, let him come in and see what he got. Yo, my man, you got to turn on your camera, brother. Battle. If you want to.
These guys are such a disrespect. Listen, I know what the visual looks like, and I know how stupid this looks. I don't give a fuck because I'm sorry, Sal. I swore again. I'm sorry, man. I won't do it again. I know the visual, but the bottom line is, man, these people are liars, dude, and I will do whatever I gotta do and help whoever I gotta help to expose these people for lying people and scamming people and literally they're putting people backwards in progression. They're not moving anything forward. They're going backwards. That's all I want to say. Just these people are snakes on that. I know you know that. You're smarter than I am about this stuff. But these people are snakes, man. They say some raw stuff about everybody. And they come on here and they talk all sweet to you guys only because they know you guys have the audience to support these guys' cash PayPals and stuff. These guys are swindlers.
All right. I got you.
All right. I'm out, man. Later, guys.
Your camera, bro. Turn on your camera. If you're scared, I'll see you later.
A hot mess.
All right.
Okay, here's the failed jazz player.
Hey, big up.
What'd you say?
I said big up Virginia. Yeah, I'm tired of these people, the Sister Bethy's of the world.
You tired of Bethy too?
Yeah, they lying about,
Bethy got it going on right now, man.
they lying about my people in particular. You know, they lying about our people.
Now, when you say our people, who you representing, brother?
I'm representing black folk in the United States of America. I'm representing those of us who descend from people enslaved on the West Coast of Africa.
Okay.
And sold primarily in Maryland, Virginia, North and South Carolina, which would represent the majority of black Americans in this country, because the majority of us have roots in those 4 places. Big up Virginia. That's right. And she's lying. These people are lying. There were no black natives at all. And I descend from the natives in real life. I descend from.
You're right. There ain't no black natives. It's Aboriginals. It's Indians, Nijis. So you're correct. There are no black natives. It's Indians, us Nijis. But anyway, let me stop. Let me stop now, because this I want to really get y'all a hot mess, right? So now I know y'all pen boo-boos is in here, okay? And you know I have my own channel, and I'm gonna go. We got 2,348 people up in here, and I know y'all pen boo-boos was gonna come over here today and be watching. But guess what? I brought the receipts. So now the first thing we're gonna talk about that he wasn't aware of, let's get into the real document that I wanted to show these dudes. Let's get it, y'all. We about to talk about those Negro slave owners, aka Indians that were formerly enslaved in this land. The darker ones, us. Let's get it, y'all. I ain't got time for these pan boo-boos, and you better bring some receipts to debunk me, because I don't mess with nothing but federal documents, boys. Ever. Let's go. Y'all big boys want to put your drawers on. So here we go. Documents. Now, this is the free Negro owners of slaves in the United States in 1830, y'all. This is before the Civil War, okay? And I'm not reading all 45 pages. I'm not. But I'm going to read this because I want the pan boo-boos to see this. And I already shared this document in Sinetti's chat room. Taking up the study of the free Negro in the United States, the research department of the Association for the Study of Negro Life and History decided to make this statistical report as to the heads of families, their ownership of slaves, and social relations with the whites. The aim was to facilitate the further study of this neglected group. Now, when reading this one paragraph in 1830, okay, have you noticed that they did not mention Indians at all? You know who the damn Indians are. Now, we only talking about black people and white people in this whole document. So who you think the Indians are? We're only talking about black and white people. Why they not talking about the Indians? It would be the Indians' land that these slave owners is running. These Negro slaves is the masters of. So you telling me Africans came over here and owned slaves in the United States, okay? Right on Indian land. You can't hide that Indian of this land. It is the Negro. It certainly ain't the whites. It said their ownership of slaves and social relations with the whites. So we're talking about the whites and the Negroes. So who you think that damn Indian is of this land? Boy, y'all pan boo-boos, don't play with me. Most of these people have been forgotten. Of course, we have. That's what you wanted to do. Forget who the Indian is. Remember? Kill the Indian, save the man. Most of these people have been forgotten. For persons supposedly well informed in history are surprised to learn today that about 500,000, almost 1/7 of the Negroes in this country were free prior to the emancipation in 1865. These names will therefore serve as a link between the past and present and will thereby lessen the labor of research in this field. There were several reasons for selecting the census records of 1830. In the first place, the earlier reports do not give us as much information as the census of 1830. At that time, moreover, the free Negroes had about reached their highest mark as a distinct class. The reaction which set in earlier in the country restricted their freedom and in many cases expelled them from the South. This census then evidently reports the names of a larger number of representative free Negroes than any other census prior to their debasement to a lower status or their migration from the South. Not Africa, from the South. This trek reached its highest point between 1830 and 1835. Most of the free Negroes in the North in 1830 had been there for some years. You damn right. Them damn Indians. Pequots, Pegussets, come on. Mohawks. Don't play with me. The census records show that the majority of the Negro owners of slaves were such from the point of view of philanthropy. In many instances, the husbands purchased the wife or vice versa. Vice versa, baby. Because the wife purchased the husbands too. The slaves belonging to such families were few compared with the large numbers found among the whites on the well-developed plantations. Slaves of the Negroes were in some cases the children of a free father who had purchased his wife. If he did not thereafter emancipate the mother, as so many such husbands failed to do, his own children were born his slaves and were thus reported by the enumerators. I told y'all that I was not playing with you pan boo-boos, and this is the day. Hi! You pan boo-boos! How dare you, Lord Abba, step to the panel, to the throne, with no weapons and come after Chief Thunder. Do you know what happens to you when you step to Chief Thunder without no weapons of destruction? Oh! Oh! It's in my nature! It's in my nature, boy! Oh! Let's keep it moving, y'all. Again, slaves of the Negroes were in some cases the children of a free father who had purchased his wife. If he did not thereafter emancipate the mother, as so many such husbands failed to do, his own children were born his slaves and were thus reported by the enumerators. Our fathers were the slave masters of their own children. Yes, we were on our farms. It was family farms. Us Indians. Our families were our slaves. Our fathers were the masters of our homes. They changed master to head of household on the census sheets. They considered it advisable to put them on probation for a few years, and if they did not find them satisfactory, they would sell their wives as other slaveholders disposed of Negroes. For example, a Negro shoemaker in Charleston, South Carolina, purchased his wife for $700, but on finding her hard to please, he sold her a few months thereafter for $750, gaining $50 profit by the transaction. The writer personally knew a man in Cumberland County, Virginia, whose mother was purchased by his father, who had first bought himself. Becoming enamored of a man slave, she gave him her husband's manumission papers that they might escape together to free soil. Upon detecting this plot, the officers of the law got the impression that her husband had turned over the papers to the slave and arrested the freedman for the supposed offense. He had such difficulty in extricating himself from this complication that his attorney's fees amounted to $500. To pay them, he disposed of his faithless wife for that amount. Benevolent Negroes often purchased slaves to make their lot easier by granting them their freedom for a nominal sum, or by permitting them to work in it out on liberal terms. John Berry Meacham, a Negro Baptist minister, praise the Lord, in St. Louis, hallelujah, thus came into possession of as many as 20 slaves by 1836. Passive. The exploitation type of Negro slaveholder, moreover, sometimes feeling the sting of conscience, liberated his slaves. Thus did Samuel Gibson, a Negro of Mississippi, in 1844, when he brought his 6 slaves to Cincinnati, Ohio, and settled them on free territory. Practically all of these Negro slaveholders were in the South. Yo, I am not playing. I told you, pan boo boos. Let's go. Oh, I told you I was bringing the thunder. These facts were extracted from the manuscript returns of those who took the census of the United States in 1830. After C.G. Woodson, the editor, had first copied the records of one state to acquaint himself in detail with the information given in these census reports. The statistics were then copied under his discreet direction by 3 persons. One of them has had the advantage of 2 years normal training after finishing high school, and 2 of whom have finished college courses at Howard University and at the University of Michigan. The matter thus collected was then verified by Mr. Aruthius A. Taylor, an alumnus of Michigan and a Harvard Master of Arts in History and Economics, now employed as associate investigator of the Association for the Study of Negro Life and History. Further verification was made by C.G. Woodson. These records were copied just as those who took the census returned their findings. The only change made in the case of the Negro owners of slaves was to write the family name first, a rule which the enumerators did not all follow. Some enumerators made no distinction as to race in recording the names, but merely indicated the status of the head of the family under free persons of color. I told y'all, we were never classified or racially classified by this government. Other enumerators wrote Negro or color, or used F or C for free persons of color, free male of color for FMC, or FWC for free woman of color, directly after the name. The question mark after a name or a figure in a column indicates that the record is such that the fact could not be accurately determined. Slavery, however, at that time had not been exterminated altogether in the North, and even there, the Negro was following in the footsteps of the white man, and this report will show. In the South, where almost all of the Negro slaveholders were found, moreover, we find some of them competing with the large planters in the number of slaves they owned. Most of such Negro proprietors lived in Louisiana, South Kakalaki, Maryland, and Virginia, as did the majority of all such slave owners. There are, moreover, a few instances of confusing absentee ownership with Negro ownership. Sometimes a free Negro had charge of a plantation, but did not own the slaves himself, and the enumerator returned him as the owner of the slaves. Accepting those of Louisiana, one may say that most of the Negro owners of slaves lived in urban communities. I am not playing with you fools. I told you. I told you. Accepting those of Louisiana, one may say that most of the Negro owners of slaves lived in the urban communities. Who lives in the urban communities today? Let me know. Throw me some fire up. Who lives in the urban communities today? I want to know right now. Throw up fire with the answer of who live in these urban communities across these here 50 states. Come on, let's go. Let's get it, y'all. Let's get it. Urban Indians is the tribal people. That's right, baby. Let's go. In those parts of South where the influence of the kind planter near the coast was not felt, the Negro owner of slaves did not frequently appear. The free Negroes themselves, moreover, encountered such difficulties in the lower South and Southwest that they had to seek more hospitable communities in free states. By 1840, the trend toward degrading the free Negro, the trend toward degrading the free Negro to a lower status had become evident even in the apparently benevolent slaveholding states. I told you they dismantled. Just before the outbreak of the Civil War, the free Negro was receiving practically no consideration in the South and very little in the North. History here repeats itself, then and showing the varying attitude of the whites towards the blacks and the cycles of national development. Yo, the column giving the age does not every time give the age of the head of the family. In some instances, the age of the head of the family cannot be actually figured out. The age here given is that of the oldest person in the family of the sex indicated as the head of the family. The record as to sex, moreover, is often confusing. The name of a male is sometimes given as the head of the family, while the sex is indicated as female, and vice versa. In 80% of the cases which the investigator had tested, however, it can be shown that it is the actual age of the head of the family. 10 to 24 means between the ages of 10 and 24. 24 and 36 means between the ages of 24 and 36. The column entitled Slaves gives the number of slaves owned by the head of the family. Total means the number of persons in the family together with all of the slaves. This enables the student to figure out for himself whether the slaveholding was an act of exploitation or of benevolence. The small number of slaves, however, does not always signify benevolence on the part of the owner. And here we go. Here we go, y'all. Here we go now. Here we go now. And by state in alphabetical order, Alabama. These are all the names of the Negro slave owners by state, by county. We got Alabama, Clark County. And this is two-sided. On the left side, we got Clark County, and the right side, Clark County. They're all listed. Meg, James, Pete Harris, Hatcher, Williams, Stapleton, Joseph. And then over here on the right side, you got Chastain, Basil, Chastain, Batiste. This is all family, y'all. This shows you that our granddaddies owned us, not the white guy. Back off the white guy. Dallas County. City of Mobile, Alabama. These are all Alabama counties. Left and right. Okay? All down. Now we go to Arkansas. Then we go to Connecticut. Then we go to Delaware. Then we go to D.C., District of Columbia. And if you look over in the far left where it has colored, they're all colored. The owner, all colored. All this is in D.C. on the left hand and the right side. They give you the slaves, number of slaves, the total, and the age group. Same thing on the right side. The name, a number of slaves, the total of slaves, and the age. All this is D.C. See, all colored. All colored. These are all colored, owned by their damn parents, and so forth. And some are not their children. Some of y'all family is up here. That's D.C. We still in D.C. Now we get into Florida. In Georgia. Georgia's huge. Then we in Illinois. Kentucky. Still in Kentucky. Man, Kentucky is huge. Look at that. 3 pages of Kentucky. Don't even play with me. Now we're in Louisiana. Still in Louisiana. I'm not playing with you paying boo-boos. Look at all this in Louisiana. Negro slave owners. Continue. Still in Louisiana. Still in Louisiana. All this is Louisiana. And it just won't stop. It's still Louisiana. Negroes own slaves. Still in Louisiana. Still in Louisiana. Fire, please. I'm not playing with y'all paying boo-boos. Still in Louisiana. Negroes owning slaves. All these people are owned by Negroes. Indians. You think Africans gonna come over here and own this many goddamn slaves? Y'all need to stop playing. Still in Louisiana. Ain't no African coming over here owning all these goddamn slaves. Now we in Maine. Finally finished Louisiana. Maryland. We in Maryland now, y'all. Still in Maryland. All Negroes owning these slaves. Still in Maryland. Still in Maryland. Y'all people name is up here. Still in Maryland. Still in Maryland. All Negroes own all these slaves. Y'all better leave the white boy alone and handle your damn business. Still in Maryland. Now we're in Mississippi, Missouri, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, North Carolina. All Negroes own these. We still in North Carolina. The South, baby. All Negro slave owners. Still in North Carolina. I told y'all not to play with me. Yep. In other words, heads are the masters. You damn right. Now in Ohio, Pennsylvania, still in Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Kakalaki, all Negro owners. All Negro owners. I ain't playing. Still in South Carolina. Still in South Carolina. These are Negro slave owners. That's what I told Shay's son. And that was thinking not a coincidence. Y'all better stop playing with my ancestors in South Kakalaki. All of this is, we still in South Carolina. It's never ending. Don't even play with South Carolina. We still in South Carolina. South Kakalaki. Throw up some damn fire for South Carolina. Tennessee. Virginia. Let's go. Still Virginia. All them Negro slave owners in Virginia. Who the hell? Y'all paying boo-boos better go ahead. I'm dropping the fire. Still in Virginia, baby. Everybody in Virginia was living with their big mama and big papa. Still in Virginia. Tell you don't play with me. Still in Virginia. Still in Virginia. Never ending. Still in Virginia. Virginia boys ain't letting no white boys own their goddamn family like that. You must be out your mind. Still in Virginia. Never gonna stop, yo. All your family names is up on there. Still in Virginia. It's never ending. Pocahontas, my damn foot. Still in Virginia, y'all. This is the last page. That's the end. And I told y'all, pan boo-boos, not to be playing with me. We were the owners of our families in the South. Leave the white boys alone. Seriously. Because if the white boys, if your family was a slave to the white boy, it's because your ass was sold or you voluntarily went to him. Because all them niggas in the South ain't letting no few little white guys take their damn kids. Y'all better stop watching that goddamn movie, Roots. You voluntarily go to them just like you do now. Don't even play with me. I done went through the state, in the South, in the North. Lord Abba my ass. I'm not playing with these people, y'all. So I'm going to take that down because I'm not playing with you. Back during that time, all them people that's on those sheets were the Indians that was enslaved. Why the hell would they bring Africans over here? It's only on one condition. They wasn't having it. It was too many niggas here. Why would a few white guys that drafted the Constitution bring Africans over here with all them niggas over here working their farmlands? You have You bring all these Africans over here, and you already got millions of niggas on their farms all over this damn piece. What do you think that all them damn Africans that they supposedly snatched out and in chains and brought them over here with niggas that's already here, Indians? Man, they would cook them on them few white guys, colonial guys, on some grills and made some damn ribs out of them. That's why we're going to Benjamin Franklin and see why he said not to bring the Africans over here on the mainland. Because he know damn well if you bring Africans the way they fight, and then you got them crazy Indian niggas over here together, you get all of them here. What you think they're going to do to them little scrunchy dudes that drafted the Constitution? And they only in their damn 20s. The founders of that damn Constitution. What do you think all them Africans together combined with the niggas is going to do to them few white guys? It would be white turkey meat season. That would have been a real Thanksgiving. So stop playing with my goddamn history. You know, we Indians, and why you changed us to be blacks so we wouldn't be enumerated. So we could be enumerated. I know what this government did. Don't you even play with me, Lord Abbott. Child, you should have called Jesus. He would have told you. You shouldn't have called Lord Abba on the panel. I'm not playing. They're not going to bring, Benjamin Franklin said, hell no. Don't bring all them goddamn Africans over here. Bring some people that look like us to this bitch. There's too many niggas over here. That's what Ben Franklin said. What the hell you going to bring them over here for? Where the United States sit? Hell no. Don't. He told the Brits, don't bring them over here. Could we bring people that look like us over this bitch? That's what he said. So what did the Brits do? We're going to find out in a minute. But let's go to the part where Benjamin Franklin said, hell no, don't bring them Africans over here. We're the 50 states. Could we don't increase Africans? Because at that point, Ben Franklin like, fuck, you're going to bring more of them. Don't increase the sons of Africa. Because that's how they looked at us just because we brown-skinned it. Oh, you're going to bring Africans over here in addition to the ones that's already over here? Because, you know, and the white guys, you're all blacks, you're all look alike. That's still to this day. We all look alike. Let's go, y'all. And so we could show you where Benjamin Franklin said, hell no, don't bring the fucking Africans over here where the 50 states is. The Indians wasn't having it either, us. We was like, hell no. Let's go. Let's get to it. I'm not even reading this whole damn thing. You know you can look up Benjamin Franklin's observation of mankind. So let's just get right to where it's at. I'm going to go right down to number 24. Let's go. I'm going to bring it. I think I can read it from here. And Ben Franklin told them when they wanted to bring fucking Africans over here. Here's what he said. Which leads me to add one remark. That the number of purely white people in the world is proportionably very small. Damn. Ben Franklin's telling you that the number of purely white people in the world is proportionably very small. All Africa is black or tawny. Asia, chiefly tawny. America, exclusive of the newcomers, holy soul. You know what holy soul means? Ain't nothing over here but niggas. Holy soul, that's it. And in Europe, the Spaniards, Italians, French, Russians, and Swedes are generally of what we call a swarthy complexion. Go look up swarthy niggas. As are the Germans also. The Saxons only accepted, who with the English make up the principal body of white people on the face of the motherfucking earth. I could wish their numbers were increased. Yeah, he want more over here. He's saying he want more of the Anglos, the Saxons, and the English over here. He want their numbers to increase. And while we are, as I may call it, scouring our planet by clearing America of woods, and so making the side of our globe reflect a brighter light to the eyes of inhabitants of Mars or Venus. Why? Here we go, y'all. Why should we, in the sight of superior beings, darken its people? Why increase the sons of Africa by planting them in America, where we have so fair an opportunity, by excluding all blacks and tawnies, of increasing the lovely white and red? But perhaps I'm partial to the complexion of my country, for such kind of partiality is natural to mankind. Yo, I told you. That's what he said. Don't bring all them damn niggas over here, Ben Franklin. He said, hell no. Don't bring no damn Africans over here. It's only a few of us white people that's purely white on the face of the earth. What the hell you gonna bring more Africans over here for? What you gonna bring them over here for? All these niggas over here in America, the ones that's owning slaves. What the hell you gonna do that for? That's what Ben Franklin said. Can we bring some of our people over here? And that's exactly what they did. They didn't bring them on the mainland. Ben Franklin said, fuck that. Why? I ain't got time for you. Y'all called the wrong Lord. Y'all little Jamaican girls. You called the wrong Lord. You called Lord Abba. I told you not to play. You know, Sinetta ain't gonna let me come on this panel and drop these Jews. That's why I knew I had to do it over here. And I know y'all Pan Boob was watching and scratching your head like, well, goddamn. Well, I'll be damned. Everything I showed you is federal government documents. It's open to the public. That's why white folks always say, you want to fool a nigga? Just put it in writing. Because they ain't going to read shit. And you know what? The white guy was right when he says that. You want to fool a nigga? Put it in writing. Because he ain't going to read it. He going to go look for somebody else to read it for him. You better, see, I'm going to show you why y'all niggas got to stop. Because the white man is right when he say, you want to keep a nigga, keep shit hidden from niggas? Just put it on paper. Because niggas don't like to read. But not this one, I love to read. And I want to send a personal shout out to my daughter who called me a black geek. Because all I do is read. I love to read. Now, I'm going to share with you the information where I told you. Ben Franklin said, don't bring them fucking Africans over here. He said, oh, hell no. Bring some white people over here that look like me. Please, thank you. Why the fuck do you want to increase the sons of Africa? Meaning, because they all look at us all the same. No matter if we from this soil or not. Oh, you're brown. You came from Africa. Fuck out of here. But basically he said, no, don't bring no more niggas. Don't bring no niggas over here. There's already some millions here. Can we bring some that look like us? And that's what they did. So since the Brits, and they were ordered not to bring the Africans here in the 50 states yet at that time, we're going to show you where the Brits brought them. And look, these are not United States records. Don't fuck with United States about these Jamaican records. Don't do it. If Jamaica is lying on you, then you need to go to the Jamaican government and the British, because they're the ones who said what shit that they got your ass off a ship and that you are African. If you're not African, don't come to Sister Bethy, because these are not my records and this is not the United States records. You go right to Jamaica, the most beautiful country in the world that you speak about. And I don't know why you bring your ass over here and talk down on our country, yet your country's so beautiful. What the fuck you doing over here for? Get your ass back past the border. But when you got a problem with these Jamaican records, your Jamaican government, and you need to go to Jamaica, because these are their records. And you go to the Brits in England, all right? Because they said they got your ass from Africa. And we're going to go there. You shouldn't have called Lord Abba. You should have called your Jesus Christ. Sorry, can't save you. But let's go there. Former British colonial dependencies, slave registers. Yo, you can't make this shit up. You can't. Listen here. Everybody in here. Now you look up here at the top. 526,405. All this is in Kingston, Jamaica. It's endless. Endless. You can't make it up. But we're going to look at them. We're going to look at them. Don't even worry about it. Let's see. Who we going to pick? Oh, we'll pick this person. We'll pick William Green. Let's see. The enslaver, William Avery. We'll look at him. His slaves. Over in Jamaica. Let's look at it. Well, right here, Ancestry saying nationality, African. That's what Ancestry said. All right. Now we're going to look at the actual record. Okay. This is Kingston, Jamaica. The slave master is William Avery. Let's go. Here it is. Now, on their records, they identified the color and their nationality. They were their color. All right. And I keep telling y'all, when you see Negro, thank you, Mike Pistol. Thank you so much. Y'all hit that donation. I love that. Thank you so much. Color. All right. I keep telling y'all, remember when I told y'all that, let me get over here, that the United States never identified us as our nationality. It was always just the color of our skin. And that's what Negro was. Let's go back there. Color. See up here at the top? This is the actual. Don't mistake this with Ancestry's titles. Ancestry's got their own damn title. But I'm showing you the real deal, Holyfield, the actual government record in Kingston, Jamaica. Color. The age. And here they select for their nationality either African or Creole. If they were African, listed as African, that means they came directly from Africa. If they selected Creole, that means it was an African born in Jamaica, Kingston. And you can look that up. They either select African, that meant that they came directly from Africa to Jamaica. That's where the British brought them. If they list their nationality as Creole, it means it was an African born in Jamaica. So there are Africans. They just sorted out the ones that were born in Jamaica versus the one that were brought there. So here is the color of this child. Her name is Maria. She's a female. Her color is Negro, which means black in Spanish. She's 6 years old, and her nationality is listed as Creole because she was born there in Jamaica. Yo, I'm not playing with y'all. And at the top, you see what it says. A return of slaves in the parish of Kingston. All of this is Jamaica. I'm not playing. Let's go back. This whole entire database. I don't care if you say, oh, the British line. No, you go to them. These are not Sister Bethy's goddamn records. I'm showing you where they brought them damn slaves because Ben Franklin said, don't bring them motherfuckers over here on the mainland. And so did the Indians. These are all slaves. Who is this? I'm just going to start viewing him. Another African. Right here, here's a male. His name is Will. Same shit. They listed him as Creole because he was born there. I'm just going to keep going. I ain't got time for the pan boo boo doo doo. Let's find. Here we go. Let's see what they say about this person. 42 years old. Kingston, Jamaica, they brought him. Okay. They listed him as Creole. Oh, that's Maria. Sorry, y'all. We already did her. Every last person on here is an African. Let's see. I'm trying to get someone with younger, older age. 33. Female. Oh, these are William Avery's people. Let's find somebody different. How about the Dawkins dude? He got a whole bunch. Let's go. All right, let's see here. The slave owner is Dawkins. He got a lot of damn slaves in Kingston. Their color is Negro and their ages. All right. A lot of them were born there. Okay. A lot of Creoles. Age 54. This person actually came directly from Africa. Okay. Africans. Now we showing all them Africans that came directly from Africa. All right. Africa. Or everybody on here is African. They just separated the ones born, the Africans born in Jamaica versus the ones that came directly from Africa. I'm not playing. The list is endless, y'all. I'm not going to sit here and look through all 526,405. Now, that's just the number of sheets that are in here. But when you look on the paper, that's when you see a bunch of them. Bunch of the Africans. That's where your damn slaves went. So when Jamaicans tell you that they African, believe them and respect them because they are. They look just like Africans. I'm not here to make no damn trouble or nothing. I'm showing you government records. These ain't Sister Bethy. This is not the United States government records. United States government have nothing to do with Jamaica. This is their government's tracking, and I believe them. I do. And then this nigga gonna talk about my state. My state. Let's read a little extra abstract that Boston University wrote about black masters. Black masters. Slave masters, okay? Let's read that a little bit. Since Lord Abba, yeah, we did some political work, nigga. Boy, bye. Black masters, the ownership of slaves by free people of color in the antebellum South, 1780 to 1861. Black master, it is difficult to digest. Yeah, because see, these scholars are now telling you. Because see, for a lot of our lives, listen, a lot of our lives, they told us that the white people owned us. But when you find out the truth, you learn who the real masters were, slave masters were. So it is difficult to digest, indeed, because you've been lied to. You've been told that white people were your slave masters and they beat you. And white people been living with that lie, fucked up lie, for a lot of years. And it's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. It is wrong. It's wrong. A lot of you think white people are happy that they were slave masters, that their ancestors were slave masters, if they were. But it's real fucked up when it's not true. When it's real fucked up to a white person to say, every white person that come over here, you're a descendant of a slave master. That's a fucked up thing to do to somebody. I won't want to be living with that on my conscience. That every time a black person sees me, they're not going to like me because they think my ancestors put them as slaves. And it's just not fucking true. So now, today, you hear the truth. And this is the problem with the United States education system. You should have fucking told the truth from the beginning. You should have. Because you made it fucked up for white people and brown people, the Indians. You did. You should have just told the truth. We realized that we lived a fucked up life in the South and we treated each other fucked up. We treat each other fucked up today. We kill each other. And a lot of that shit is caught on camera. So you telling us that we was the slave masters of our own people and we was beating and raping them. There's no reaction pretty much of us seeing each other kill each other day by day, Pookie and Ray Ray. So why the fuck you gonna lie about our whole history? It doesn't make any sense to educate. You should have just told the truth. But is it the white man's fault or is it our people's fault? Because our people were the ones who probably told them. Rewrite the history. Let them forget the past. It's in their Bible, I keep telling you. Wipe away the past. Wipe it away. You ain't wiping shit away from me. Tell the truth. It's time to tell the truth and stop lying that we were the enslaved Indians. How do you think we're going to react? Ain't going to be no different from one yesterday by telling the truth. Who the Indians are of this soil. Just tell the truth. You might as well now. You're putting it out now. What do you think we're going to do? Form an alliance and start killing white people? Come on, be fucking for real. You're going to teach education and history about our ancestors. Tell the damn truth. You scholars, both black and white, stop pulling articles, writing articles, and inserting African American in the goddamn articles. Everybody that come across, everybody that's here ain't no damn African. That's the problem. You're getting the Indians mixed up with the Africans. The Indians of the mainland mixed up with the Africans that you brought in here from Jamaica. When you write history, don't apply it to all of us. That's the problem right there. There is a difference. I ain't got no damn slashes on my cheeks like Nigerians with a knife. The hell out of here. Come on now. I ain't got no engraved whiskers. So let's read this excerpt because this writer knew that when the truth came out, that it's going to be hard to digest of who these slave masters in the South was that was beating their kids' ass, doing all kinds of crazy shit. That it was us, like we still do today in our hoods. Let's go. And I'm speaking Indian language today, y'all, that's watching my show. This is how I vibe with my community because they accept me and understand me when I'm speaking to them in the manner in which they're accustomed to hearing. So don't take offense to the word usage. Okay, just bear with me. When it's time for me to be professional, I will. I say this because a lot of my colleagues watch my channel, but by now, a lot of my colleagues know, okay, she's just vibing with her community. I need my community to trust me. I do. So I can't talk like I'm working with mainstream white society. I want my community to feel me and understand me and trust me because they need to know they can go and look this information up too. They need to know this. And it's up to us to teach them about our history. It is not the white man's job to teach our people about our history. I agree with that. But if you're going to oversee the schools, you need to tell the truth. And please, I only ask that you not label us all Africans because you know damn well we're the goddamn Indians that were enslaved in our own land when we were taken over. We know that. And we've known it. Our ancestors known it for a long time. But the silence generation silenced it like you ordered them to, like our ancestors ordered them to. The silent generation. Certain things about our history, it was put a cap on. And let's go and show you where the silence came in, the silent generation, where our history was forbidden to being spoken about. In 1920s, it was silenced. Everything that happened prior to 1925 was silenced. That's why they're called, those born in 1925 to 1945 were pretty much silenced. But the one thing Granny did tell you, and Grandpa, because they knew that they had to be silent, was that you're not African. When Roots came out, you're Indian. No one never understood that because that's where they landed it at. That's where they landed it at. And at Grandma and Grandpa's dinner table, they didn't speak of it. But they did inform us when Roots came out. You're not African. You're Indian. Because before Grandma and Grandpa leave out of here, what they is going to do is tell the truth. I got to set this record straight. They're doing something. No, it's not good. You're not African. You're Indian. That says a whole fucking lot. Just that one word. You're not African. You didn't come from Africa. You're Indian. It says a whole lot. Because there's a whole lot behind that word. A whole lot of history behind that one damn word, Indian. And the more I look, and the more painful it is. But for us to be able to look back, we're already built inside to ingest the truth about our history. We're built because we're looking at it together, humbly. We're looking at it together as we lecture on these YouTubes to hold us together and understand that we've been lied to. And our history, our whole history was a whole lie with the movie Roots. But we're all here today because we're now with the unsilent generation. We're with the outspoken generation. And we will continue to lecture across these YouTube and in our streets about our history. And we can do it together because we're strong. Can't do it alone. So we embrace hearing these YouTube communities to learn and hear the truth to a lot of our people who still can't read and write. That's why we're here to help you. A lot of us, don't have our parents. A lot of us don't have anyone to teach us. So that's why we're here and we're built to be able to do this. So let's read this excerpt where this writer tells you how devastating it was to learn that we were the slave owners in the South, the Confederate States. Let's go, y'all. Black Master. It is difficult to digest, but numerous records indicate that thousands of free people of color in the antebellum South did, in fact, own slaves. Not only did they own slaves, but in some instances, they harshly disciplined and sold their slaves. In other instances, they treated them well and ultimately freed them. How and why they acted as they did was bound with the reasons why they became black masters in the first place. Scholars initially focused on two main interpretations for decades until recent scholarship revealed a more complex antebellum Southern society. One school of thought argued that African American slave owners were motivated by ties of family or friendship and were essentially benevolent. So, what they did here, talking about antebellum time, was inserted a word that didn't exist in that time, which is African American. So, you have to understand that's the first thing that you goddamn scholars need to correct. Because didn't no goddamn Africans own slaves, and you know it. They were purchasing their spouses, their children, their parents, siblings, or friends in danger of being sold into a worse situation. In other words, they were well-intentioned would-be emancipators. If they were not well-intentioned would-be emancipators, then they must have been race traders and equally or morally corrupt than white slaveholders. Understand? Only our people, only, and when I read that paragraph, only our people would say, no, hide that. Don't let our people know this about the lifestyle. Hide this. Don't let them know. Why would a white guy hide this information? Doesn't make sense. Only a black person would say, nope, hide this. Don't let them learn this going forward, that there are people of this that lived in these conditions. In a minute, a white guy say, look, don't get mad at me. It was your granddaddy, them crazy ass niggas. Because they was, a lot of them. This research reveals another interpretation that had not been explored due to scholars' tendency to overlook the nuances found in the lives of individual ex-slaves. Specifically, the focus of this research is not on the phenomenon of black slaveholding, but on how black individuals whose lives were entwined with white slaveholders created a culture that led to their transformation into black masters once they themselves free. Once they let them damn Indians free, this is what they did. And that's just an abstract. Free black masters from 1780 to 1861. And when you see black masters, these are Indians, niggas owning niggas in the South. So I end this. Because I proved my point. In an hour and a half. And we're going to continue to teach. So again, to my colleagues, do not judge me by the way I speak to my audience. I'm speaking amongst my people that understand me, and I'm speaking in and using word usages that they understand. When it's time for me to speak professionally, I will. When it's time for me to comfortably speak with the folks in my community, I'm going to do that. And sometimes it might not be so tasteful to you as my colleague. But I love my people and I want them to understand the truth. There is a joke. Well, not a joke, but literally, if you look at this, it's just a joke to me. Let's look at another document. Slavery had existed in Africa prior to this point, but this new combination of human beings by European powers was largely unique and is drastically changed the African concept of enslavement. Now, I'm just going to show you a photo. And let me show you this. Is this it? Here it is. And you got to see shit for what it really is. Now, here you got all these niggas supposedly from Africa. Ships originating in Britain were responsible for trafficking more than. Let me actually read up a little bit more. Let me just read this little insert here at the top. I can make it a little bigger. Let me read this little excerpt. This is just a funny joke. And they insert these pictures and put stories to them. These are supposed to be the little ships going in Africa. Get the fuck out of here. This is the one Dane showed this picture before. See, they do these, they put these pictures in there and put a story to it. Like your little teacher did in little school. Show you a book. Thank you, Damisha. They show you a little school book and put a little story to it. Some bullshit. Okay. Led again by the Portuguese European powers, began to occupy the Americas in the 1500s. In the 16th and 17th centuries, using land stolen from indigenous populations in the Americas, Europeans established plantations that relied on enslaved labor to mass produce goods, primarily sugarcane, for trading and sale. The cultivation of sugar for mass consumption became a driven force in the growing trafficking of human beings from Africa. Europeans initially relied on indigenous people to supply this labor. I told you. There it is right there. Because we were enslaved first. They had to take us out of power first in order to do the shit they're doing on our land right now to this date. We were the ones that came in there. Europeans initially relied on indigenous people to supply this labor. But mass killings and disease decimated indigenous populations in what historian David Bjorn Davis called the greatest known population loss in human history. Yeah, I know. Write on some goddamn paper. Get your ass out of here. The indigenous population in Mexico plummeted by nearly 90% in 75 years. In Hispaniola, modern-day Haiti, and Dominican Republic, the population of Arawak and Taino people fell from between 300,000 and 500,000 in 1492 to fewer than 500 people by 1542, just 5 decades later. Bullshit. Without indigenous workers, plantation owners in the Americas grew desperate for a new source of exploited labor. Yeah, because Indians got tired of that bullshit. And they just said, fuck it, we're just going to be masters of our own lands, on our own family. And then this is the funny shit. They made sure they painted them dark because you know them Indians was niggas. Yo, throw up some damn fire. You know they was niggas, Indians. Don't play with me. But we ain't wearing no Tarzan and Jane fucking outfits. They need to go ahead with that one. Driven by the desire for wealth, these European powers shifted from acquiring gold and other goods in sub-Saharan Africa by trafficking in human beings. Over the following centuries, Europeans demanded that millions of Africans be trafficked to work on plantations and in other businesses in the Americas. Yep. Although some African officials and merchants acquired wealth through the export of millions of people, the transatlantic slave trade devastated and destabilized societies and economies across Africa. The scale of disruption of violence contributed to long-term conflict and violence on the continent, while European powers were able to amass massive financial benefits and global power from the dehumanizing trade. The Iberian powers of Spain and Portugal and their colonies of Uruguay and Brazil were responsible for trafficking 99% of nearly 630 kidnapped Africans trafficked from 1501 to 1625. Over the next 240 years, England, France, the Netherlands, Scandinavia, and Baltic states and their colonies joined the Iberians and actively trafficking Africans. Almost 12 million kidnapped Africans were trafficked from 1625 to 1867. Ships from Portugal and its colony, Brazil, alone were responsible for trafficking 5,849,300,000 kidnapped Africans during this time period. All right. So I'm right there is telling you where they brought the goddamn slaves: Brazil, Portugal, not here. Ships originating in Britain were responsible for trafficking more than a quarter of all people taken from Africa in 1501 to 1867. From 1726 to 1800, British ships were leading traffickers of kidnapped Africans, responsible for taking more than 2 million people from Africa. Yo, where do you think they put them? In Jamaica. But this is just a fucking joke right here. They keep playing with the Roots movie, and they draw this little picture. And look at all these niggas supposed to be from Africa, right? These Africans. This is a painting. I tell you, this is what they plant in your mind. This is a fucking joke. You got 1, 2, 3 white people up here at the top in the back holding a one-shot bullet gun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 white dudes, puny white dudes, with all them roughneck niggas. Get the fuck out of here. And they're not even in change, yo. Now, you know damn well, man, come on. Picture that in your head. All these Africans down on the ground, bent down, right? And only 9 one-shot gun bullets on the damn ship. You know damn well they whoop their ass. And he's a young man, strong. Come on, man, with the stories, man. 5 of the puny white guys. Come on. We got a park called Keeney Park here in Bridgeport. In Hartford. And I'm just picturing that many niggas sitting in the park and 9 white guys walking that bitch. You think they're gonna get out alive? With one shot gunshot bullet. 9 guys is too scared to even walk down our streets now. The hell? Come on. You talk about people that you bringing from Africa. Now, these motherfuckers kill lions, tigers, and bears and eat them for dinner. What do you think they're going to do with these little string bean spaghetti string white guys? Come on. Come on now. I can't do it. I'm done. It's a joke. And all these heads in here, look at them. Right? All of them look like Jamaicans. I'm done. Lord Abba's people. And I think there was one more. Yeah, there is. All right, let me close out of this. I'm sick of this. I'm not going to do this no more. And I'm going to pull this one up. I'm going to bring this over here and read this little excerpt. It's a small little excerpt that I want to read. This is the last one that I'm going to read. And we talking about Florence County, where the goddamn PD Indians, all right? Don't even play with me. Florence County is the original area where the PDs occupied. PD Indians. Don't even play with me. Let's go. This is the part. Wait a minute. Before I read this is the part where you need to know and where I want you to understand why it's so important not to stand on college professors' rhetoric and written articles about your history as the Aboriginal to this landmass. It's dangerous, and it's very important that you stand up. Because if not, they're writing your history for this to be information to be available for your future children. So we have to educate our children going forward. It's us. We at war. We're at war with college professors. And we're catching them like acid reflex right in their traps. And we got to educate them. And I'm going to give you a prime example of you don't know who the fuck is writing your history. And I'm not saying white scholars are the only ones writing about our history, but you need to know you need to look up who the fuck is writing your history. My people, it's not the white man's job to teach you. It's our job. They're only doing the best that they can based on the way they were taught on how to research information in their educational institutions. So in order to correct the shit, we know the truth and we got to correct it. So we're at war with false college university rhetoric and we got to fix it. So here's why I'm going to show you why it's important for you to educate our children, us to educate our children. It's our job to educate our people in our community. It's not white people's job to come in our community and educate us. The white man is not your master. He's not. So get the Kuta Kinde root story out your head. You ain't got no fucking master. You're your master when you turn 18 in the United States. Understand that. So let's go. Let's read this article and why it's dangerous for you not to stand on college professors' rhetoric about our history, including people like Jabari. He runs and get his books because he's indoctrinated to do that based on college education. He took the pledge. You know he's all fucked up. His mama named him Corwin. Now his name is Obari Osays. Fuck out of here. Big mama named me Bucket Butt. I'm Bucket Butt. Big mama called me Bucket Butt. I'm Bucket Butt. You so fucked up. Your mama named you Corwin. Ain't nothing wrong with Corwin. No, my name is Ojo. You when I went to college. Oh, wait a minute. Let me put the shoulder down. I'm Jabari Osays. I'm from the Igbo tribe. I took the DNA test. Listen. My mama named me Bucket Butt, Pumpkin, Pudding, little bit. That's who the fuck I am. Let's go, y'all. Why it's dangerous. Florence County. The first inhabitants of this area were the PD Indians. In 1730, Robert Johnson, the first royal governor of South Carolina, ordered 11 townships to be created. One of these included what is now named Florence County. Prior to it being Florence County, it was PD Indian territory, the entire Florence County. So if your ass was in PD County in 1730, prior to it being Florence, baby, you were PD Indian. And if you stayed there after 1730, okay, say like you was in there in 1731, all the way to 1800 even, your family was a PD Indian. That's who inhabited Florence County. Throw up fire. So you know, if you was in Florence County prior to slavery and during slavery, you are a PD Indian. Yes, sir, buddy. That's PD territory. Taken over and renamed Florence County. Township plan, 1731. For 3 decades following the founding of Charleston in 1670, population growth in the South Carolina was painfully slow. Settlement remained concentrated close to the capital along the Ashley, Cooper, and Edisto rivers. As late as 1715, probably 90% of South Carolina's population lived within 30 miles of Charleston. With the development of rice as a stable crop early in the 18th century, the importation of African slaves increased rapidly, giving South Carolina a black majority population by 1710. Get your ass out of here. That doesn't even make any human sense. Now check this out. By 1730, African slaves outnumber whites by a margin of 2-1. Yo, if African slave, let me tell you something. Niggas outnumbered the whites. Not no damn African slaves. It doesn't make no sense. 1730. So if they outnumber the white, how the fuck they wouldn't have that control over no niggas? I just read to you all the slave owners in the South. Don't play with me. The government records is in total contradiction with the total conflict. The federal government documents are in total conflict with this lying ass writer, who unfortunately, I just shows you the official documents of the nigger slave owners in South Kakalaki. Like 5 goddamn pages. For colonial officials and the minority white population, slave insurrectors were a perpetual threat, as were attacks from the Spanish at St. Augustine and the Indians on the frontier. You're damn right. In an attempt to rectify South Carolina's racial imbalance with mass white immigration. There we go. And to provide a front line of defense against the Spanish and the Indians. When you're saying Indians, niggas. Governor Robert Johnson suggested a scheme for settling townships in 1731. The plan involved the establishment of 11 townships, 60 or more miles north and west of Charleston, but south and east of the fall line. These townships were to be located on key South Carolina waterways and were received an initial grant of 20,000 acres each, with all land 6 miles or less from the town reserved for future colonists. Okay? Each family of settlers was to be given 50 acres per family member, y'all, and a town plot. 300 acres in each town were reserved for commons, with additional acreage set aside for schools, churches, and public buildings. Now, to finance the plan, which included equipment, seed, and provisions, the governor was authorized to make use of the colony's sinking fund that was embarked to retire paper money. Now, like he said earlier, it wasn't that many white folks there. So who the fuck you think he was making deals with about getting all this land? It was the goddamn Indians, our chiefs. They were the only ones who could say, all right, let them get this land. All right, cool. We were the slave owners in the South, yo. And our chiefs of our territories gave these to these Europeans, or they took them. But like he says in the story, because the story, I mean, it wasn't that many goddamn white people. We outnumbered them. The Indians outnumbered them. And every time they came in here, we was fighting their asses because they was embarking on our lands. But what were we to do? Our chiefs allowed this shit. That's why you got the Confederate States that fought on the side with the British, because that's who the fuck they was working with. Backed by imperial authorities in England, okay, there you go. In 1732, Governor Johnson began laying out the new settlements. Although his death in 1735 war and colonial bickering delayed the project, 13 towns were completed by 1765. Amelia on the Santee River, Boonesboro, and Hillsboro on Long Game Creek, all Indians named Queensboro, and Welsh Track on the PD, Kingston on the Waccamaw, Londonboro on Hard Labor Creek, Prairiesburg, and New Windsor of the Savannah, Orangeburg on the Edisto, Fredericksburg on the Watery, Saxe Gotha on the Congaree, and Williamsburg on the Black. Two townships, Prairiesburg and Hillsboro, were French. German or mostly German townships included Amelia, Longborough, Orangeburg, New Windsor, and Saxe Gotha. Welsh Tract and Queensboro were mostly Welsh, and Boonesboro, Kingston, and Williamsburg were predominantly Irish and Scottish, or Scots-Irish. Even though the colony trapped its sinking fund in support of the township plan, the amount was insufficient for the task. To complete the project, a tax was placed on imported slaves, a means that raised nearly 60,000 pounds by 1775. According to one authority, the aid to settlements had no counterpart in any English continental colony. Now, settlement, however, was slow. Many township sites were poorly laid out. Only Orangeburg and Williamsburg survived the Revolutionary War. Oh, yeah, it was crazy. Still, the project was considered a success. The township plan attracted between 10 and 15,000 settlers from Europe and Virginia to South Carolina, where they became permanent assets and helped to populate both the Midlands and upcountry. So now, this article was written in he got his sources from these two books, and that were dated in 1940 and 1966. So I tell you, these scholars going back, inserting it, so you won't know. Inserting fake words. This shit was dismantling of us as Indians in our territories. Dismantling of the Indians, taking us Negroes out of power. We were too many. Dismantling of our tribe is what you are reading right now. The fuck you gonna bring back, like Benjamin Franklin said, fuck you gonna bring more of them Africans over here, all the niggas here. We gotta get them out of here. How do you do it? Enslave them, dismantle them, force them out, burn them out, all kinds of shit. Now, so you know who wrote this goddamn article, who is continuing up the lie based on their research for what the universities want them to do. Here we go right here. This little fat fart. Southern Wesleyan University history professor. He's dead. May he rest in peace. But this is the motherfucker who wrote a story about your history. And the little island boy, Jabari, are the people he praised. Corwin. This is who wrote this. This is who wrote your story. Now, you got to get your ass out there and correct it. You know, goddamn well, that is part of dismantling all those Indians in South, the PD Indians. Wipe the town out. No more PD. It's called Florence, South Carolina now. All right, we dismantled the PDs. Got them out of here. That's what was going on. These counties, there are PDs. We're gonna rename them. They're gonna get new names now. Orangeburg, all them different names. Wipe them out. That's how they dismantled the Indians. Give me a 1 if you understand that, and give me fire. I'm not gonna play with these people about what happened to the Indians. Ain't nobody had no goddamn swine flu and all that bullshit. This is what it was. All right? Give me a 1. That right there, reading that, is how they dismantled all the Indians across these 50 states, rebuilding towns. All 11 of them counties is PDs. And they dismantled them, gave them new names. That's how you dismantle them. But we got to put a story to it. Let's just say that they all died of the swine flu. Fuck out of here. They're still running around in the hoods today. And PD farts. Running around in South Kakalaki, PD boo-boos in the urban areas. And that's consistently in every state. Remember, all the slave owners lived in the urban areas. Yo, I'm done. I'm done. And I'm going to keep saying this and showing this until you get it. Dismantling of the Indians, the original Indians, Negro Indians of the land. I'm just going to keep doing it. I got to. That's all right. So I'll open the panel up for a little while, and you're welcome to pop up here if you want to comment on any of this. Lord Abbott, step to the podium, bro, because now you got to debunk that, and you better come right with your shit. You can't debunk it. Back up. That's all I'm saying. I'm coming with government documents. I'm just not gonna play with you, boo-boo. Boo-boo doo-doo. You know damn well Big Meech and them was out there ruling that shit. So I'll put the link in the chat. Let me copy this link. And if you feel like you want to come up and say a little something, it'll be respectful. I'm not gonna call you bad names. I'm not gonna do that. It's not, no, I'm not. But the link is in the chat. I will wait for you to come up here and vibe with me. It's open for everybody. Anybody can hit that link. Let's go.
Time's been moving slowly, so we already in too deep. Can't get no sleep on each other, heavy teasing all day, and when the sun sets, you asking me to come through, kick it with you. Night turn to morning dew, then you feel it rushing and lose control. You don't wanna go slow, for sure. We both already know your place is my place. Now my place is your place. Let's face it, baby. You know all the places. My place is your place. My place. Your place. My place. Just face it. No one knows my places like you do. Your places like I do. My place like you do. Baby, don't stop. Got the key to the lock. We in our own zone. Make yourself at home. Get to know mine on the inside. Can meet at yours next time. And you feel it rushing in. Lose control. You don't wanna go Time's been moving slowly, so we already in too deep. Can't get no sleep on each other, heavy teasing all day, and when the sun sets, you asking me to come through, kick it with you. Night turning to morning dew, then you feel it rushing and lose control. You don't wanna go slow, for sure. We both already know your place is my place now. My place is your place, let's face it. Baby, you know all the places. Places. My place is your place. My place. Your place is my place. Just face it. No one knows my places like you do. Your places like I do. My place like you do. Baby, don't stop. Got the key to the lock. We in our own zone. Make yourself at home. Get to know mine on the inside. Can meet at yours next time. And you feel it rushing and lose control. You don't wanna go slow, for sure. We both already know your place is my place now. My place is your place, let's face it. Baby, you know all the places. Places. My place is your place. Your place is my place. Just face it. No one knows my places like you do. Your places like I do. My place like you do.
Okay, nobody don't have any questions or objections, I'm assuming. So what I'm gonna do is just let you guys vibe in the chat together, and let's see, and just vibe with each other, and you could talk in the chat room about these here this topic today. I'll leave you here to do so in the chat freely. Okay. And after a while, I'll just log it off. Okay. So you guys can go ahead and vibe with each other for the rest of the segment. Where is it at? Oh, I hate when this happens. Okay, it's probably up here at the top. I need to move this off. And I'm just gonna let you guys stay in here. I love you guys. To the moon and back. I appreciate y'all coming in here, vibing with me today. And I'm glad I was able to drop these Jews for y'all, because we need to do this and we need to continue. And I really wanted you to understand why it's so important. That's okay, Choctaw sweetheart. I usually let them stay in the chat and chat with each other regarding the segment. That's all right, Pumpkin. But I appreciate you joining me today. It was real, and we're at war. We're at war. We're at paper genocide. We're at paper war, and we're going to combat them in a civil manner by continuing to teach the truth to our people. I love you guys, and I'm going to leave you on here to chat. All right? Take it easy. Love y'all so much. I do. I truly do. We got to stay strong and continue to work together, y'all. For real.